This is a tutorial for the ribbon shading project. You're going to be using the principles of repetition, unity, and the elements of texture and value, as well as line. So this is the handout you should have gone through on the left, and this is the sample at the end of the handout. I'm also going to be doing a different sample during the video. So here's a set of a double line set that creates a ribbon shape, and this is the kind of look that you're going for. And right here I'm creating something that is what you don't want, something like a bumpy lasagna noodle or a bumpy road. You do not want something like I drew on the left there. You want something that flows and is graceful. So next I'm going to be drawing a mock-up of how you might begin your drawing. This is just a tiny sketch and I'm doing it with Sharpie. You want to do yours in pencil, of course. So I am drawing my number 1 ribbon, top to bottom, and you can do it side to side, corner to corner. And then this is my number 2 ribbon, and I'm going to label it number 2 in each chunk. It's really important that you're labeling as you go. Don't wait till the very end. And then here's my 3rd ribbon. I'm going to label it with number 3 when I'm done. If you need to practice your lines for a couple minutes on a piece of scratch paper, I would suggest that. And you always want to draw light. So here is my finished sketch of all my ribbons, and you can see I incorporated the word cold into it. You can incorporate a name or a message into yours as well. And here's all my numbering. I also cleaned up my lines a little bit at this point and made them more visible. Here's a better view of it all cleaned up. And there is the cross-hatching beginning. So I'm just putting lines over my initial lines to create sort of a woven texture effect. And this process of filling in the background with cross-hatching takes probably the most time if you want to make it look really nice and clean. You don't have to do it as dark as I've done it here. That's just the look I wanted, and it's kind of hard to see in the picture, but it's a little lighter in the middle and it's darker on the edges, and by edges I mean edges of the ribbons or the margin. And it's gonna slowly be filled in over the next few pictures. So the background's all done with the cross-hatching, almost. There it is, 99% done, and I've started to outline the ribbons. Here they are fully outlined. Really clean lines with a thin Sharpie. And this step is really important right here. You need to take the edges of all the ribbons and join them so they look like they're folding over on the edges. So instead of 12 separate ribbons, maybe they're just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And you need to create that illusion of them wrapping around and being one. The next big step is adding shading wherever the ribbon bends or loops or crosses over each other. And the way you're going to do that is add more cross-hatching, similar to how you did the background. But you need to finish the cross-hatching with stippling, which is just small dots to make it look like the cross-hatching is fading away. So it's cross-hatching and then fading away into stippling. So here's the finished product. I filled in the background and some of the ribbons with a light wash of watercolor in 2 different colors of blue. And I would suggest that it kind of brings a little life into the drawing instead of just black and white. So like I said in the beginning, the drawing has the principles of unity and repetition. The unity comes from the ribbons looking like they all belong together and some actually connecting with each other to create a whole. And then of course repetition comes from the repeated technique that we used with the cross-hatching shading and the repeated look with the ribbons. And we have value represented in shading and form with the ribbons. We took them from a two-dimensional ribbon made out of double lines into something more realistic in 3D with our shading. And then of course line, because we use line to create it all. There was no blending or use of tints or shades. It was all done with small lines with the Sharpie. So good luck with this project. If you're stuck or need a review, just rewind back into the video or ask me for help, or even your classmates are great resources. A lot of you guys have tricks or styles that I don't have, so it's really good to take a look around the classroom and see what everyone else is doing. Okay, good luck.